We humans are wired to like instant gratification. That's why we scarf down another slice of pizza even though we know that we might regret it later. It's why the smoker, knowing that he or she should quit, but doesn't do it. Everywhere we look, it's how to lose 50 pounds in less than 30 days. Let me show you the secret to becoming rich in less than a year. Sign up for my course. In this connected world that we live in, attention is king. Every website, podcast, mailing list, video, wants your attention. And sometimes it can be hard to stand out from the crowd, and that's why people resort to using clickbait titles and hyperboles. You know, I have nothing against online education and building brand awareness, but now with the ease of getting content out there, we have to be better than ever at filtering out the good from the bad. And of course, this also happens in the healthcare space as well. We want fixes now, we want pleasure now, even sometimes maybe at the cost of our well-being later. I recently stumbled across a couple chiropractic TikTok pages. That's kind of hard to say. Chiropractic TikTok pages. And let's just say I was not happy with what I saw. I blurred everything out for privacy reasons. Now this first one, it's a vertigo patient.
I'm gonna get the ear adjustment here, open up the eustachian tube. This patient's had a history of dizziness and just kind of like feeling a little vertigo, so this really helps with that. Just open up.
Vertigo is a very real condition where you have dislodged crystals in your ears. So basically you have these fluids in your ear that's responsible for sensing your equilibrium and your balance. Sometimes for whatever reason, there are these crystals that can get dislodged into this liquid and cause you to feel off balance. And there are PTs who are specialized in treating these type of patients. Basically, you get the patient to do a sequence of movement to flush the crystals out of where they're not supposed to be. It's kind of like those type of marble maze games where you're trying to get the marble into a hole. Same idea, you try to move your whole body to get the crystals to where they're supposed to be. And straight up just yanking and cracking your ear just straight up doesn't do that. In my opinion, as a physical therapist, this is just not responsible marketing, especially when you're making such wild claims. I also want to acknowledge that this is just one snapshot of what they're doing, so I don't know if they do this to all their patients. And let's take a look at another one.
Breathe. Breathe. Breathe.
And for this one, I don't think I need to explain much. Why? Just why? But regardless, I was just so disturbed by these videos that I had to say something. It's just too much. You could actually be harming the patient. A quick dive into the chiropractic research, you can just find that there isn't much evidence to support their claims. For example, this paper says chiropractic is rooted in mystical concepts. And hey look, overtly aggressive marketing is deliberately aimed at misleading patients and the public regarding the efficacy of chiropractic care. So, you know, making wild claims. I just want to clarify that I'm not here to bash on a whole profession. I'm not denying that you can cause positive changes in your patients by putting your hands on them as a PT or a chiropractor. But you know, there are good and bad apples everywhere in every profession. But I do want to warn people about the potential harm that this narrative could cause. Yes, cracking is cool and it may feel good, but it may not do what people are claiming that it does. And on top of that, more and more research is claiming that manual techniques just aren't specific. You can't just place one specific vertebra into place. You don't need to be put back into place twice a week just for you to live. If you think about how can we live if we're so fragile and we'll go out of alignment just from living? You know, how do athletes lift so much weight? How do gymnasts do all these crazy flips? We would be screwed if our bodies are so fragile that, you know, all these daily living stuff causes us to go out, you know? This don't go out. And to be honest, more and more chiros and PTs are starting to blend together and treatments are starting to look more and more similar. Dr. Michael Ray is a chiropractor and he's part of Barbell Medicine. By the way, I highly recommend checking out Barbell Medicine. They're a great group of people on top of their research and just really trying to push the profession forward. Dr. Michael Ray is very vocal about pushing for a more exercise-based approach in chiropractic practice, because honestly, that's where all the research is pointing to. And they have a great podcast too, by the way, which I'll link in the description below. And he always says that evidence-based PT and evidence-based chiropractic practice should look very similar. We know that the human body is adaptable and strong. We know things heal. And as for any type of maintenance or feel-good treatment, such as cracking your back twice a week, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but if it helps you and you like it, you know, by all means go for it. But just know that you don't need it. It's kind of like a short-term relief type of thing, like going to a massage once in a while to kind of feel good. Your livelihood does not depend on it. You know, these days advertising on the internet can be crazy. Just be cautious if someone makes these ridiculous claims, such as just fixing vertigo from pulling on your ear, or help your immune system by pressing on a bone. And you know what I really don't like? And saying something like your spine will break down if you don't get regular treatments. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you like this type of content, like and subscribe, and there's more to come. Boom.